First, my heart goes out to everybody affected in the terrible tragedy, the terrorist attack on Manchester, with 22 young souls and families being butchered and massacred. So I think, number one, to deal with the issues that our public, our citizens are facing, we have to understand where their hatred comes from, where it stems from. So obviously a terrorist threat and alert and situation and an actual attack here will cause problems for the regular Muslims that have actually nothing to do with it. And myself being Sikh, I know this firsthand because our Sikhs, men and women, children themselves, we often get, unfortunately, profiled as the worst kind of Muslim, the terrorists that you might see on the TV, the Osama bin Laden types, because they just happen to wear a turban and a beard, which is not indicative of 99% of householder Muslims. So I think one of the things that we can do is start admitting that we have a problem and getting the mechanisms in place to report the problem. Because I believe government is not going to ever do anything unless they have the data to back what they have to do. So I know that the Sikhs, the Sikh Council UK, and a lot of Sikh organizations have got together, and they've actually got something called Sikh Aware now, where it's a website where you can go and put in any kind of verbal abuse, hate crime, whatever it is, whatever you think if it's important or not important, if it's big or small. If we start logging it, then we can start tracking what pockets of society have this problem. And obviously this is needed for the Muslim community, the LGBTQ community, the Jewish community, the black community, any minority community that may be marginalized. So first we need to start tracking and speaking up. Another thing is you do see a lot of times videos go around on YouTube where people are being attacked, and I think one of the most shameful things that comes out of the video is you have a large portion of the public around them that don't actually say anything. So I would request everybody to actually engage the abusers, and one or two positive voices can stifle a negative voice, and they might think twice about doing it again. So we as a community must stand up and remember that that it goes beyond what our physical appearance is. Yourself being Muslim, you're just as much my sister as a white woman, as a black woman, or a Sikh woman. We're all one family. So we have to recognize each other as one family and start taking care of each other in that way. The last thing I'll say, because I know we are limited on time, is we need diversity in your government. How can the common man on the street relate to a person of a different appearance if they're not represented by the government that governs them? We have 0 Sikh MPs, noticeable Sikh MPs, in Parliament. 0. And that's absolutely non-representative when the Sikh population being anywhere from 400,000 to 700,000, depending on what statistics you take. We're at least 1% of the UK population. That should equate to at least 6 to 7 MPs in Parliament. We have 0 right now, and we as a people, the white man, the black man, the Indian man, everybody has a responsibility to elect a more representative government, and then we can at least start tackling these deals in a very real way.
We say thank you for your answer.